All right, guys. I hope everyone is ready for this last presentation. This is probably the easiest to understand of all the presentations that I've done. I tried to make it as simple as possible because it is easy. That was easy for me to do. So I'm going to give a few seconds for people to join, and then we will start the presentation. Please let me know if you can see the presentation. I will flip it to just seeing the presentation, and I will hide myself from view. So if you have joined, please make sure to put a comment in so I know that you're there. Again, I'll give this a few minutes. It is just the top of the hour right now. I know everybody's busy today, but I'd prefer to wait just a minute or two before I start sharing this important information. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. I should say see you, not ya. My Schuylkill County slang, I guess. Always feels better to do a presentation when I have a guest with me, so thank you. All right, I'm going. I'm glad to feel I'm not alone there, Carol. Thanks. Hi, Audrey. Nice that you joined me. Thank you. So now that I have at least two of you on here, I'm going to start my presentation. I'm going to hide myself and just show the actual screen. So I am going to repeat a little bit of information that I provided this morning because I think it's important. When you look at an ingredients list on your pet's food, we often pick up the package. We can be easily distracted by pretty pictures, lofty health claims, and important information can be missed. So learning to read a pet food label is not something that comes easy. I hope I've provided you some skill in doing that in the last couple of days. And I hope you're able to now look at a pet food label and find or acknowledge or be able to tell the difference between a quality product and a not so good quality product or ingredients that are in that food. So this morning we talked about products or ingredients that you do not want to see. Now we're going to talk about higher quality products that you do want to see. But before we do that, this slide to me is important again. I can't present this slide enough. Sometimes knowing the why behind something makes it a little easier for us to understand. And my question always is, why are low quality ingredients even allowed to be in our pet food products? And the answer to that question is it all comes down to the money. The lower the quality an ingredient, the lower the price. Oftentimes people choose price over quality. And my advice to you is put the quality first and then find that product that is the best product that you can afford. Manufacturers basically cut their own costs for production while charging pet owners like you the same price and providing lower quality. A good rule of thumb to follow when it comes to the ingredients in your pet's food is if that you don't know what it is, it's probably not good for them. If the ingredient list starts with something you haven't heard of or if you have any reason to question whether it's a high quality ingredient, you're better choosing something else. It's easier to look at it if a high quality source of animal protein is at the top of the list. Dogs need to have lots of protein in their diet because they're primarily carnivore animals. Their bodies simply aren't biologically adapted to digest plants easily. Unless your dog has a specific allergy, any kind of animal protein like poultry, fish, bison, anything like that, you want to see as a first ingredient on your pet's food. Now, don't worry if that protein is followed by the word meal. That simply means that the fresh meat has been cooked to remove moisture, and it means that the ingredient is very highly concentrated source of protein. The important thing is you do not want that first ingredient to just say meat. You want it to be called chicken, turkey, salmon, trout, whitefish, bison, venison, duck, whatever, lamb, all those. You want it to be a named meat, and that is the most important thing. It can say fish meal, salmon meal, chicken meal. That is fine. It's just a different way that the food is being presented in the food. In addition to the plenty of high quality proteins, healthy animal-based fats are valuable additions to high quality dog food. Fat provides your dog with concentrated source of energy, as well as omega fatty acids for skin and coat health. Just like proteins, most of the fats in your dog's diet should come from an animal source. That includes things like salmon oil, chicken fat, as well as fish proteins like fresh tuna or fish meal. The difference in this fat from the one that I mentioned in the earlier presentation is that you want it to be an animal fat that is named. You want it to be chicken, you want it to be salmon, you want it to be, whatever that particular fat is. You want it to be named and not simply say animal fat, rendered fat, or something that's very vague. So that is the difference, because you may be looking and saying, well, she said this morning that we shouldn't have fat in the food. No, you need fat, but it needs to be a high quality fat. Digestible carbohydrates, just like whole grains, are quality ingredients for most dogs, unless, of course, your dog is allergic or sensitive to grains. If allergies are a concern, look for starchy vegetables like white potatoes, sweet potato, other gluten-free, grain-free options like beans and legumes. Fruits and vegetables. Although it's not an ingredient that your dog needs to eat, vegetables in their diet can be very beneficial, just as they are to humans. They provide many vitamins and minerals. For example, sweet potatoes are a great source of potassium, vitamin B, and beta-carotene, as well as antioxidants that specifically help to fight against cancer-causing agents. Fruits, again, not detrimental part of your dog's diet, but fruits like blueberries, apples are great sources of fiber, vitamin C, and again, antioxidants like cranberries may help with things like urinary tract infections. The fruits and vegetables also help with dental hygiene because they tend to fight and kill certain bacteria that may be present in your mouth, which often cause the dental decays. Chelated minerals, fiber, pre and probiotics. It's good to see beneficial additives included, like chelated minerals, prebiotic fibers, and dried fermentation products for probiotic support. This is the one time I'll say to you that it's okay to not be able to pronounce an ingredient. High quality probiotics and prebiotics are big words, often difficult to pronounce. It's probably the reason I don't have them here, because they're not only difficult to pronounce, they're difficult to spell too. Vitamins and minerals. This is the part, again, I'm going to emphasize, making your dogs and cats their own food. This is the part that's often missed in those formulas. Vitamins are needed. They help with metabolic, digestive, immune system processes. They help with the nerves, the blood cells health. Vitamin B should come to the top of the list in forms of things to look for: biotin, peroxidine, riboflavin, thiamine, beta-carotene. Those are all B vitamins that are really critical to your pet's health. Vitamin A is also very important for your dog's skin and coat. Vitamin E helps your dog's immune system. Having the balanced vitamins in your pet's food is the key to successful nutrition. Minerals and other nutrients. Several minerals that are really important include zinc, iron, potassium, calcium, manganese, L-carnitine. That's a nutrient that acts as a transport for fatty acids and helps in the cellular production of energy. D-L-methionine, one of the 10 plus essential amino acids that are required for the health and growth and maintenance of your pets. Preservatives. You're going to say again, well, my gosh, Liz, you said earlier we shouldn't have preservatives in foods. Again, it comes down to high quality preservatives. These are not artificial preservatives. Preservatives help keep your pet food fresh, so that's pretty important. When you look at preservatives, you want to look for names such as tocopherols. It's tocopherols, and ascorbic acid, as these come from natural sources. You want to avoid names like I presented earlier, BHA, BHT. They abbreviate them. Once again, they're big, complex words or combination of words. And so they abbreviate it so it doesn't look so scary to the consumer. These are preservatives that have been banned in many human foods in many countries due to their cancer risk. And I'm talking specifically about BHA and BHT when I make that comment. Again, you want to look for things like, I can't even say the word again, ascorbic acid, natural preservatives and not chemical preservatives. And that's the key difference to remember. So your cat and your dog can't go to the pet store. They can't pick out their own food. And if they did, they don't have the knowledge either to make that selection. So it's up to you to make smart and healthy food choices. My goal has been to help you better understand ingredients, to better help you understand pet nutrition and the requirements that your pets have for better nutrients to support their health and overall wellness. So it's definitely not a decision to make lightly. And I encourage you to go over this information again and again. When you're shopping for your pet's food, make sure to avoid ingredients that we went over earlier. Look for a product that includes some of the best pet food ingredients that we've gone over here in this session. You know, real protein sources, real meat, natural preservatives, vegetables, fruits, all those good things, vitamins, minerals. As long as you do your best to choose a product that will meet your dog's nutritional needs in a healthy way, you should be good to go. So take what you've learned, put it together, make yourself notes when you're going to the store, and just, it'll all come together. We want what you want, a healthy, happy fur baby to love. Although there's a lot of brands out there offering a huge variety of the pet food, and their ingredients vary drastically, they all claim to have everything you need for the good health of your pet. If you just take a few minutes, go beyond the label, go beyond the name of the product, look at the list of ingredients on each bag, look for signs like complete nutrition, balanced nutrition. Those are the labels that You can't just slap on the bag. They have to be backed by science, backed by evaluation. All this information will help you make a well-informed decision that can lead to excellent health of your best pal for their entire life. An educated pet owner is an awesome pet owner. If you've learned only one thing in the last few days, and I'm sure you've learned lots, I want that one thing to be read the ingredients. Now that I've given you some of the tools on what to look for, I'm sure you'll feel more confident in making those choices. And if not, that's what your Pet Pro's here for. We're here to help you help your pets. We can help you compare your current brand, a brand you've used in the past that maybe you liked, and maybe you've switched to Patri and you're still unsure. We'll gladly take the time, evaluate the food, compare the food, look at the ingredients for you, tell you what's good, tell you what's bad. We'll help you make an informed decision, and that's our goal. We want you to be informed consumers so that you as a pet owner can be that awesome pet owner. Any questions? Let me get rid of this. So does anybody have any questions? I see Kim joined and I may have missed that. Maybe she's not there anymore. All right. Audrey, you're the best. All right, let's see here. What do we have? I like this one. Buy Patri. But when you make that decision to buy Patri, I want you to make that decision with confidence. And the only way you're going to do that is understanding what is in your dog's food. So yeah, I am about Patri because I love Patri. I love what it has done for my dogs and my cats. And yeah, I am going to promote Patri because if I could have every pet in the world on Patri and excelling like my dogs and my cats do, I would be a happy woman. So yeah, but the bottom line is I want you to be able to pick and choose a food, feel confident in making the choices that you're making because you understand now a little bit better about what a pet food label is saying. When storing kibble, what do you suggest? Well, it depends. If you've bought your kibble at a pet store or a grocery store, your food is probably already, I would say, at minimum 4 to 5 months old. If you've, so I would buy smaller bags in that case because it's not going to be as fresh as longer. If you buy Patri, it's shipped to you, even if you buy extra large, in smaller bags that are sealed. They actually have an aeration on the side of the bags to allow adequate flow of air to keep your food at the right moisture content. And because it's smaller bags, it stays fresh longer. It's shipped right directly from the manufacturer, and in most cases is no older than 30 days by the time it gets from that manufacturer to you. So there is a huge difference in how you would store your food depending on where you've purchased it. If you've purchased it, like I said, from other places where you're picking it up in a store, until it gets from the manufacturer to a distribution center, from the distribution center to the large store warehouse, it sits in there and then it goes out on a shelf, and all this time has passed because all those things take time for it to get to you. So you can simply pour it into I use cans. I prefer not to use plastic. Again, I try to keep as few chemicals out of my pets as possible. Plastic containers can have, and emit some chemicals. So I prefer to use cans for my dogs, metal cans. Let's see here. Carol says, does it matter what flavor you pick of Patri? It does matter. This again, I recommend doing a pet profile. The pet profile will help you choose the food that is best for your dog based on their age, their size, their breed, their activity levels, all those things combined together. It will help you pick multiple. There's often multiple flavors that you can use for your pet. It doesn't, when you do that profile, it's going to make a suggestion, and then it will also offer you an option to choose other choices of protein sources. So you may be the same dog may be able to eat lamb, they may be able to eat the turkey and the chicken, but it's all based on whether they're in growth and maintenance, or growth and reproduction, or a maintenance phase. Okay. Hey, great info. Well, I'm glad you found it valuable. So any more questions? I know this one was a little bit shorter, and that was on purpose because, there's a lot of, these are, when you think about what I went over today or this afternoon, it's things you want to see in your own diet: fresh meat, fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, natural in its natural state versus, highly complex chemicals added and all that stuff. My husband believed me when I told him about frozen raw. My husband, you mean your husband didn't believe you? Or he did? Okay, he did believe me about frozen raw meat. Yeah. There's nothing wrong. Like I said, I try and do that myself. Helps keep the teeth nice and clean, helps clear out bacteria in the mouth. There's a whole bunch of good reasons. When you think about, cats or dogs specifically, they come from the wolf ancestry. And what is a wolf eating out in the wild? They're killing their prey. They're eating that natural raw meat, muscle meat from the animal. So. Can I repeat what? The whole presentation, or? Oh, my chicken wings theory. So talking about, I believe this is Kim. She was on a presentation yesterday, I think, where I talked about, somebody had asked if providing your dogs with fresh meat was appropriate or not appropriate. And I said, on at least twice weekly basis, I provide them with things like chicken wings, tilapia, salmon chunks, chicken thighs, chicken, legs. Sometimes I'll take a breastbone and I'll cut that up, or a breast and cut that up, but that doesn't have the bone in it. I like to have chicken bone. I like bones have a lot of nutrients in them. I throw them all in the freezer, and then they get that in exchange for one meal out of the day. For my dachshunds, it's small. I buy the little wings, not a full-size wing, one of the little mini wings, wingettes, I think they call them. I buy, tilapia, and I cut it, into a nice size portion, but not huge. You don't want to overfeed the protein. But I throw it in the freezer, and then, like I said, they get that, and I give it to them whole. I do not cut up into slices, making it easier for them to chew. I want them to take a while to actually chew it, so that it helps keep their mouth cleaner, helps take some of the plaque off their teeth, and yet they're providing the nutrients. And people say, oh my gosh, you give your dogs chicken bone? And I'm like, yes, it's uncooked. And that's the critical part. I never give my dogs cooked bones, whether they are whether it's chicken, whether it's beef, whether it's venison, it's always uncooked bones. And I've done experiments where I've taken cooked meat, chicken wings. I've done it with chicken. I've done it with beef. I've done it with venison, because I use a lot of venison with my dogs. I've done cooked it with the bone in it, and I've used just frozen with the bone in it. and I smash it with a mallet, and the cooked bones, no matter which it is, cow meat, pig meat, chicken, it will always splinter. The food that is raw and in its natural state will smash. So when a dog is gnawing on a bone, it will smash if it's raw. If it's cooked, it's going to splinter. So I always discourage cooked bones of any kind. All right, so let's see here. We have chicken wings. We have with bones. As I said, yes, with the bones. This has been so informative, Liz. I feel so much better knowing that at least in the future I'll do better. Absolutely. And that has been my goal for this whole event, is that people become informed on things. The nail trimming this afternoon was an awesome. And then she stepped right up when somebody asked about cleaning the ears. Kristen was like right on it. I didn't plan on it, but hold on a minute. Let me go grab something and use it. And I just admire my pet pros for stepping up and doing what they need to do at the moment. And, serve you. You're our customers. You're our best friends. And we want nothing more than to help you help your pets. So any more questions before we log off for this? I will be posting all 4 presentations that I've done, probably in a couple different formats. I'll probably put some of them under the files tab within the group. I mentioned on a call earlier this morning that because this was set up as a group, which was intentional, you will be able to go back and reference these. Every presentation that was given this over the last 3 days will be available for you to go back and watch over and over again. If you're talking to one of your friends and, they're questioning, what you're saying, you can send them, contact your pet pro, say, hey, can you add my friend, Sally Jones to the page? I'd like to share one of the videos with her. And, we'd appreciate that you share this information with your friends, with your family. The more people that are educated and informed, the better and healthier pets will have. So definitely don't be afraid. And again, I can't emphasize enough, the pet pro's role is to help you. It's not, we love when you buy our products because that means your dogs and your cats are going to be healthier, and that's what our goal is. However, we're here to help make you an educated person, an educated pet owner. So please reach out, ask those questions. Don't be afraid. And if you reach out to a particular pet pro and they don't answer you, you have my name now. Reach out to me and I'll gladly help either connect you to that pet pro or help get an answer to your question for sure. All right. I hope you'll continue to enjoy the events for the day. We put on a couple of games, a couple opportunities for some prizes. I don't have them right here. I have some mystery boxes. These are things that I placed orders for over the last 4 to 6 weeks in preparation for the party. And I don't remember what's in them, so they are still going to be a mystery to me as well. I can tell you that I do not believe in paying for shipping. So the boxes will contain at least 3 items. Some of them may contain others. And whoever wins, there's a couple little contests going out there today. And also I'll add one to the daily giveaway, which, by the way, today's grand prize is a $100 gift certificate. So, and then we'll be doing some other things with that giveaway today. So make sure you're active, make sure you're asking questions, participating, and get as many entries into the drawing for tonight because it'll be well worth it, I guarantee you. All right, guys, thanks again, and we'll see you later.